And welcome back to Baldwin, Missouri, Queenie Park. We are set and ready to go. Championship bout here between the top two seeds here of Gateway to the Best. We will see the top seed, Your Mom Men's Roller Derby, out of Des Moines, Iowa, taking on the number 2 seed, the St. Louis Gatekeepers, out of St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome back to our continuing coverage here on Derby News Network alongside Val Capone. My name's Muckety Muck. Number 1 versus number 2. It doesn't get any better.
You know, I was just going to say that, Muckety. I love that in the finals, in first and second place, boy, these rankings sure prove correct. You have the number 1 seed in Your Mom out of Iowa, the number 2 seed, the host of this fabulous tournament, Gateway to the Best, the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Not very often you see that happen.
Yeah, I tell you what, this has been a fun weekend of activity. Let's tell you how both these squads got here. Of course, for the top seed, Your Mom Men's Roller Derby, they started things out early on Saturday morning with a 201-98 victory over Mass Maelstrom, who finished in 6th place here in what's been one of the fun stories this weekend here in St. Louis.
They were phenomenal.
They jump up 2 notches since the tourney started. Then, earlier on this morning, it was a big, brutal battle against Magic City, a 188-87 victory, and now they're getting ready to take on the St. Louis Gatekeepers here. And you can hear this loud crowd here at Midwest Sport Hockey cheering on the host squad.
Yeah, they are very excited to have the boys in gray and green, the Gatekeepers of the Midwest, St. Louis. Oh, this has been a wonderful experience. Fantastic hosts. I just want to say a personal shout out to Screech Around, who is a St. Louis Gatekeeper, but you will not see him on the track because he has been running this whole tournament. If you ever see him in your life, you high-five him and say, thank you for being amazing.
He worked his hind end off. We're getting the official information and, of course, the introductions here of the St. Louis Gatekeepers. We've already seen Zombie Jesus, Debaucherous Prime, High Paints Drifter, Kurt Mangle, Jukebox Hero, Nat King Kill back into the lineup here for Gateway. Also, it's Double XL, number 314. Inquadable Hulk is 5150. And I'll kind of slow down the pace a little bit now that we have caught up.
Here in the DNN booth tonight.
Yes, the folks here in St. Louis are nervous. The folks following here in Des Moines are very, very nervous. You see Batwing, number 68, who is back into the lineup as well. He didn't play yesterday. Solid bout earlier this morning. Sweet Tooth comes into the mix here for the Gatekeepers, being followed up by Percy Control. He's had a solid weekend as well. Following up after that, Explosive Jammer. He's been very productive. Big point scored by Shango Fett.
Doing a little gun shoot to the crowd.
That's what we've come to expect.
He is a bounty hunter for sure.
The co-captain, Magnum PIMP, wears number L7 here for St. Louis. And rounding out the starting lineup here for the Gatekeepers. And this is one guy that has had a heck of a weekend here in St. Louis. Neil Death Experience, number OU81. Those are your St. Louis Gatekeepers who come into this championship bout with a record of 9-1.
Oh, this is so exciting. The crowd is loving it, Muckety Muck.
I tell you what, this place has been explosive all weekend long, but you can see these fans here, a lot of local Derby fanatics here enjoying the action here this weekend, and of course, they want to see the home squad prevail. And we already know an interesting storyline. Brand new champions of the MRDA are going to be determined here tonight.
Exactly. Gotham did take third. New York Shock Exchange.
That's right.
The brother league to Gotham girls, they took third, but congratulations to both Gotham and Magic City for such an amazing third, fourth place bout. So now it is my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you the number 1 seed for the Men's Roller Derby Association, Your Mom. First off, we're going to give you Mulatto Madness, number 1. Number 12, BS Smacker. Number 39, that's Cleveland Stever. Number 4, Lily Pad. Number 5, Lil Bunny Foo Q. Number 1369 is Dirty Larry. Number 3 is Peter Pan. Number 50 is Talarina. I'm doing a little pirouette for you.
Yes.
Number 6 is Sugar Boots.
Yes.
Number 65, Skatin' Worshipper. Number 69, Twinkle Toes. Number 7, number 88, Arsenal. Number 9 is Frank Not So Hatra. And I believe the house, saving the best for last, number 7, Seahorses forever.
Oh, such a sweet, sweet lineup here for your mom men's roller derby. Completely mean that in a platonic way, by the way.
Oh, of course you do.
Yes, we have ourselves a packed house here at the 2012 MRDA Championships, and now we're going to have the presentation of the colors by a local Boy Scout troop, and a good friend of mine, Slam Rock, from the Como Derby Dames. She's going to be singing our national anthem. Hashtag Ask MRDA. And, of course, in this championship bout, we will see your mom in the white jerseys with the black trim, and for the St. Louis Gatekeepers, it will be the gray jerseys with the green trim. So starting things out here for our initial jam here for our championship bout. It looks like it will be Magnum PIMP here for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. They are the number 2 seed, and he will be matched up. Looks like it will
I believe that is Twinkle Toes, number 69, for the number 1 seeded Your Mom. Magnum PIMP taking a bit of a clip to the outside by number 5, that is Little Bunny Fukyu, getting caught up at the back behind number 6, Sugar Boots.
And this action, of course, as we said, you know, we kind of hoping we were going to see number 1 versus number 2, and it finally delivers. I guess Christmas comes early this year, still no designation, and now it is. It's going to be Twinkle Toes as your lead jammer.
But if you're going to look right behind him, less than 20 feet, basically in the zone of engagement, is Magnum PIMP. So Twinkle Toes is going to try to get past. Did he get any? No, but smart. Oh, he did get one, correction. Smart move, though, calling that jam, because PIMP was RIGHT there.
Absolutely. Hey, fans, make sure you check out some of our great sponsors that are bringing you this championship coverage, including Rydell Skates. Skate design, performance, comfort, and fit are challenged on a daily basis. Stop by Rydell Skates and learn why their boots are the top choice of top skaters everywhere. First jam in, 45 seconds into this contest, and it's a 1-0 lead here for your mom men's roller derby out of Des Moines, Iowa. These two squads did face each other earlier this year, but the complexion was completely different, as we saw the Gatekeepers right here at Miss West Sports Hockey sport a 330-78 victory, but you put an asterisk next to that one because 3 main components of that lineup was not in that bout.
Exactly.
Seahorses Forever, Twinkle Toes, and Frank Not So Hot.
Who is actually donning the jammer cap for the first time in this bout. Number 9 himself, lined up on the inside in the white and heartthrob heart on his chest. That is Frank Natsahatra.
1-0 lead for the top seed. 50 seconds into this bout, and we have ourselves an officials timeout. So, of course, as we said, we thank you very much for joining us here on Derby News Network alongside.
Boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Every now and again you slip into fanboy mode or fangirl mode in my case, and right now I'm in awe of the crowd. That is who I am fangirling over. Thank you so much to the fans of the Gatekeepers and just fans in Derby in general, getting your skaters pumped up each and every time their intensity is on the line. You drive them just a little bit more, feeding them fuel or giving them fuel for their fire. And I believe they were saying, let's go Prime, if I'm not mistaken. And that's because Debaucherous Prime, number 11, is rocking it on the jam line for the Gatekeepers.
And it's going to be Frank Not-So-Hatra here for your mom. So a quick 1-0 lead here for the top seed in the championship bout of Gateway to the Best.
Beautiful move by Seahorses Forever, forcing Debaucherous Prime out. Frank Not-So-Hatra also getting out of the pack. Lead jammer twice in a row for the team from Iowa.
Quickly on the pace there is Debaucherous Prime, and you kind of figured that's what was going to happen. So Not-So-Hatra calls this jam off. 1 minute and a half seconds, or 1.5 minutes gone. You know what? The fans here in St. Louis are nervous. The fans in Des Moines watching.
My hands are glistening with sweat right now because we're both so nervous. So you have to forgive us. We're both such fans of the game. And these two leagues in general, this is very exciting for both of us. So let's take a look who is out there right now for St. Louis. Boy, they're both crouched so low.
Looks like it's going to be Batwing out there, and he will be matched up against B.S. Smacker.
Yep, B.S. Smacker, number 12. He is a recent-ish transfer to your mom. And I'm not going to hate on him, regardless of him being a Green Bay Packer fan. Just let the record show.
3 jams in a row here for your mom, and it will be B.S. Smacker as your lead jammer. 27:40 left to go here in our first period of play. This is the championship bout. St. Louis Gatekeepers, your mom men's roller derby. Big time action here at Midwest Sport Hockey.
Batwing getting past out of the pack now, but so is, B.S. Smacker, who is shooting to the fans, giving them a little bit of love, gets out, calls a jam, not wasting any time with that. Beautiful maneuvering. While he did have a sizable lead coming out of the pack, Batwing was about to approach, calling the jam, stopping the scoring. 0 on the board for St. Louis Gatekeepers, 5 for your mom's derby.
That was a 4-point tally there for B.S. Smacker. Very nice work here out of the gates by your mom men's derby. Keep in mind, yes, big championship bout here, and as we said at the beginning of the broadcast, a brand new champion for the MRDA here in 2012.
That's part of why we're sweating up here in the booth, because this is so exciting. We are watching history be made, because the New York Stock Exchange also were the champs of the Men's Derby Coalition, so they were looking for the three-peat. That's not going to happen this weekend, but what we're seeing right now is Shango Fett is jamming for the first time for the Gatekeepers.
A lot of madness out there also for your mom, and a big collision there in turn number 3, and the fans got an eyeful there. Shango Fett's going to be our lead jammer here for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Down by 5. It's a 5-0 score. 30 seconds into this jam. 26.5 minutes left in the period.
Madness hits the track. Sweet Tooth took advantage of that, slowed him down just a bit. Look at how close to the back of the pack Shango Fett is. Your mom is being trapped in the back by the Gatekeepers. Shango Fett gets past number 3, that is Peter Pan, calls a jam. Excellent work by Shango Fett.
We'll get the collection of points. Looks like it's 3, so the deficit been narrowed down to 2 points. 5-3, 26:05 left here in our first period of play. Championship bout being brought to you here on Derby News Network via the fine folks at Ringster. We would like to extend thanks to all their volunteers who tirelessly spend their time to help make the game of roller derby into a sport. Thank you so much, Ringster.
Thank you so much, Ringster. Also, thank you so much, Ringster, for helping support the New York Stock Exchange getting to shock the UK tour. We'll talk about that later. Let's get back to the action on the track. Right now I see number L7, one of the captains of the Gatekeepers, that is Magnum P-I-M-P, fighting his way through the pack, but he is facing off against number 69, Twinkle Toes, who gets out and is declared lead jammer by Ogre, the jam ref.
17 seconds into this jam, 25.5 minutes left here in our first period of play. Right now, your mom sports the 2-point lead at 5-3. Very early action, tough action, intense action here, and going all the way around and getting through is Twinkle Toes. 5-point score there.
And you know what? He's not going to call this anytime soon, because I believe he does surely realize that Magnum P.I.M.P. has yet to break the pack, but here he is now out of the pack, looking for some penalties called on him. No penalties called. Twinkle Toes up on his toes, does a perfect pirouette and calls the jam. Let's see how many points he picked up on that last pass, Muckety.
Top-notch skating here by one of the top dogs here. Twinkle Toes will add another 4 to that tally there. So a 9-point scoring strike there by your mom. That extends the lead to 14-3. Clock showing 24:30 and counting left here in our first period of play. At the line here for St. Louis, it will be DeMatros Prime for his second jam of the evening. It will be Frank Natsahatra here for your mom. So both jammers lined up. It is a 1-blocker advantage here for your mom. The lone blockers out there for St. Louis, as they will have a little help from Percy Control fresh off the bench. It is going to be Nat King Kill and Zombie Jesus. Big sprint to the front, and it's DeMatros Prime as your lead jammer here for St. Louis.
Boy, it was like he was levitated into the air and jumped over the whole pack. Got out with the quickness, but man, look at the heels. Look at the wheels on Frank Natsahatra. Hopefully DeMatros Prime will recognize that he's hot on his tail. Yes, he does. Calls it. He's looking for the 1 point. Did he get it? Oh, he picked up 2 because of the one skater in the penalty box.
That's right. That goes
excellent call, DeMatros Prime. This is going to be the kind of game when calling the jam it is essential that you time it perfectly, Muckety.
And I tell you what, in a bout such as this, and we expect this one to be a close-knit bout, non-lead jam points are going to be imperative in this one, I got a feeling.
That's what's going to throw the wheels off your skate, if you ask me. You got to stay out of the box. You got to get lead jam. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Looking at the scoreboard, 23.5 minutes left in the first half. It is a 14-5 lead here for your mom men's derby out of Des Moines, Iowa. They weren't even in this tournament here last year. St. Louis finished in 4th.
Yeah, they didn't even exist. But let's take a look what's going on with the referees right now. It looks like somebody's trying to call out penalties. Yep, Batwing is out first. He is going to be lead jammer for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Meanwhile, he's facing off against BS Smacker, who is almost out of the pack, now out. Passed up number 21, that is Kurt Mangle, one of the people who I feel has been essential and such a key player out on the track. He is, I swear he's been cloned.
I tell you what, he wasn't in his first bout here earlier today against St. Louis. And here was a big pass here as Batwing will tighten up this deficit even closer. We'll give him 4 on that tally there. And that now whittles the margin down to 14-9. 22:40 left here in the first period of play. Shango Fett dons the star here for St. Louis on the other end of the column. It looks like, as we'll get ourselves...
We're trying to read the numbers, but unfortunately, there's a little bit of confusion. All right, it looks like we have an illegal procedure. We're trying to find out exactly what is going on, so we apologize for the delay.
Officials timeout taken here right now with the clock showing 22:15 left here.
Let's talk about Ringster a little bit more.
Oh, yeah,
They
absolutely.
have been so helpful with us, actually making us sound smart. Who knew?
I go and visit that table over there with the NSO quite often during this bout. Yeah, they got a big thing coming up next month, as a matter of fact. It's the Shock the UK Tour, and it's the Roller Derby Tour of England coming up in November. The New York Shock Exchange will play Manchester's New Wheeled Order and London's Southern Discomfort in an effort to expand MRDA across the Atlantic. A great promotion that they're doing.
So awesome.
And we thank them so much for promoting and helping out the cause and bringing newfound audiences here to the MRDA.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Ronnie Marco from New York Shock Exchange is one of the innovators, one of the creators of Ringster. So thanks so much. I wanted to high five him to be like, thank you for making announcers sound good. But I was too nervous.
That's all right. That's all right.
You know.
You can get him later on. He'll be here for the remainder of the weekend.
Oh, I sure hope so. All right, so let's take a look out on the track. Looks like we're going to get things underway. St. Louis is starting down some blockers, 2 blockers in the box. Seahorses forever in the box for your mom. Mulatto Madness, number 1 on the line for your mom, but facing off against, in my mind, the soon-to-be legendary Shango Fett. If you don't know him already, you are a fool. Get out from that rock you are living under.
He is a young man in this sport. The deficit is 5, but it is going to be your mom with the lead as it's Mulatto Madness.
Madness took lead jam on that, and I think he must have heard me talking about Shango Fett being a legend because he was doing some legendary moves of his own. He was treading water, but in the air.
We've seen a little bit of a drought of scoring here by your mom. They haven't scored in about 3 jams. So with 21:51 left here in the first period of play, the lead is 14-9 for your mom men's derby. They are the top seed, taking on the St. Louis Gatekeepers. They are the number 2 seed. Shango Fett, whoa, my, right there.
Yeah, taken out by Percy Control.
Wow.
Beautiful. But, I got to point out, in addition to them not scoring the last 3 jams, the first 3 jams, St. Louis Gatekeepers were held scoreless. And Now, is this not weird? I believe he scored 3 points.
Absolutely.
The number 3 is very ominous right now.
That extends the lead now, 17-9. Your mom with the advantage, 21-20. Left here in the first period of play. Championship matchup here right now is what you're watching. Gateway to the Best 2012, emanating from Midwest Sport Hockey here in beautiful Queenie Park in Baldwin, Missouri. We thank the Gatekeepers for hosting this weekend. We thank you, the Derby community, for watching and participating this weekend. It's been a fun 2 days of action.
All right, now Percy Control unfortunately went to the box for that fantastic block, but any good skater knows every now and again it's going to be worth it. And it looks like number 6, Sugar Boots, is also in the penalty box because he earned his, he picked up a 4th minor intentionally. He did line up behind the jammer line. So I don't know that he's going to be up to jam soon, but he definitely is a key player for your mom, so they want to get him readily available on the track as soon as possible. So now they're trying to stretch out the pack, drawing it out just a little bit. They know that Magnum PIMP is jamming for St. Louis and ready to go. Number 69, Twinkle Toes, is jamming for your mom, but PIMP is LJ.
And here we go, being down by 8 points, 40 seconds already into this jam, 20-15 left to go in the first period of play. Finally getting through his Twinkle Toes on his initial pass, and now here comes the scoring pass for Magnum PIMP. A lot of activity in turn number 2. He will call this one off. Looks like it's 3 points notched up here by the co-captain.
The number 3 once again.
It's a constant. It's consistent. That's what we've seen here so far.
And speaking of 3, number 1369, Dirty Larry, doing a bang-up job on the track, literally.
And what an acquisition that was in the past year.
Yeah.
Coming over from Twin City Terrors.
Twin City Terrors.
He came in with a lot in the portfolio here, and he's added another layer into an already talented group here. So Dirty Larry, of course, making things happen here in the postseason. Right now, the score stands at 17-13. Your mom in the lead, 19:35 left here in the first period after that 4-point tally by Magnum PIMP.
We have Debatris Prime jamming number 11 for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. We also have number 9, that is Frank Natsahatra, but he definitely is Frank lead jammer for your mom.
So here is your mom trying to extend this 4-point lead. Debatris Prime gets through as well. So a scoring pass upcoming here, but he knows that Prime can make up a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Dirty Larry is in the penalty box, probably for that stellar blocking that he did earlier. But back out on the track now, we do have Sugar Boots as well as Percy Control has returned to the track. Percy Control being part of the excellent 4 wall that is built up right in front of Frank. Frank is trying to barrel through, but instead Percy turns around and tries to do an intimidation block. Worked totally. Frank called the dram, but it looks like 2 points were given to the Gatekeepers to your mom's 1.
Wow.
So good job by Percy Control. Not only did he block him to the sternum that did force a jam call, but sometimes when you turn around and you stare that skater down in the eye muckety, that right there alone is going to be intimidating enough, or at least drag you out of what your mission was. He didn't call the jam early enough, and a lot of that, I gotta say, it was because of the distracting and menacing Percy Control.
Hey, I stop in my boots when Percy Control stares at me.
I just start going, Percy Control.
3 points the lead here for your mom. We're at 18-15 left here in the first half, and look out, here comes Batwing for St. Louis, his lead jammer. 3 points, they're down by the second-seeded host squad here of Gateway to the Best, but fast on his tracks there, right behind. It is number 12, B.S. Smacker. Big collision on the straightaway here. Won't get the assessment of points and a few penalties being called to boot, but it looks like one was notched up there by your mom, and that will now extend this lead 19-15, 17-45 in our championship bout. Fans want to say hello to one of the fine sponsors, Green Monster Roller Sports, makers of Antec skate boots, gumball, toe stops, reckless wheels, and moto bearings. Green Monster, instigators of the next big thing in Derby.
Oh, I love Green Monster. I just want to send a special bit of high-five love to Short Bus and Quadzilla. I cannot thank you guys enough for being the amazing, amazing, amazing men that are involved in Derby. Thank you so much. All right, out on the track now. Here's another amazing man that's involved in Derby thankfully. Shango, in fact, gets past Seahorses Forever. Seahorses Forever on the ground. You can't say that very often.
I tell you what, if ever a 1-point margin is what we're at right now.
Yeah, but number 1 is hot on his trail. That is Mulatto Madness. Madness is about 23 feet away. Yeah, I estimated it. Seahorses Forever going into Shango Fat again. Shango Fat being forced to call the jam. Let's see if any points were awarded. I do believe that's going to be 2 points for the St. Louis Gatekeepers and 1 point for your mom. Wowie, wow, wow. That's all I got to say about this.
Fans, you're loving this action at home. We thank you for coming along for the ride here on Derby News Network.
Oh my gosh, have you looked at the scoreboard? I have, and it says 20-20. We have a first tie for the game.
It's perfect vision, ladies and gentlemen. 16:38 left here in our first period of play. Of course, you're watching the MRDA 2012 Championships, and it's been a fun weekend, and what a great way to cap this one off here with a 20-20 score. Out there jamming, it's Magnum PIMP for St. Louis. On the other side, it's Twinkle Toes here for your mom. So here comes Magnum. Two skaters beat. Nice work there by
Magnum dancing with Sugar Boots. Sugar Boots distracting Magnum, forcing him into the infield. Looks like a major penalty is called. Not sure what the call is. Ogre has a hand signal. We're waiting to see it. But the jammer for your mom is sitting in the penalty box. Oh, no, that is not good for the fans from Iowa.
Trying to capitalize on opportunity here. Jam shows 30 seconds deep into this one, and a power jam here for Magnum PIMP. He's got 5 on this one. 15:50 left here in our first period, but more importantly, a crucial power jam here for St. Louis early on. Magnum through for another 5. 10 on this one so far. 45 seconds deep into this 2-minute jam.
And not only that, but he has lead jammer status, so it's completely up to him to call the jam. Gets through again. This is going to be a big push. Big push by Magnum PIMP.
Only 2 blockers out there. That's Cleveland Stever. Also trying to shove the pace there is Sugar Boots there, and Magnum PIMP gets through for another 5.
Sugar Boots just went, come on! And that is partially because St. Louis is being brilliant and slowing the game down, doing a dead stop block, which at times can seem boring, but right now it is very effective and perfect for the moment. But do they realize that the jammer has now been released, that we have Twinkle Toes back on the track? Now Twinkle Toes is going to have to start another rugby scrum sort of fight through the wall. That's what I like to call a traffic jam. Yeah,
absolutely. 35 seconds left in this jam. It's been a 25-point power jam here for Magnum PIMP. 45-20 your score. Looks like this one is a momentum shifter here in Queenie Park.
You know, the 14th jam of the game, and he just picked up 25 points in one jam.
Well,
and, you know, rightfully so, a timeout is being charged to the bench of your mom's roller derby.
Fans, this one's been a barn burner so far. Talk to us, #AskMRDA. You can also go down below here at Derby News Network and give a little bit of feedback to us as well and let you know what you think of this championship bout. And some people have been asking, hey, are we going to have some archival footage here on DNN? Well, not quite yet. They are making copies here this weekend that will be available for purchase at a later date, but we're going to kind of hold off on the viewing public. Hey, you should be watching this one live, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no doubt.
You should have been here in St. Louis.
Get in your time machine and go back to yesterday and arrive here for today.
St. Louis is a lovely city. We would love you to stay the weekend here, ladies and gentlemen.
Come over here and bring me an air conditioner because we are sweating so hard. I have 4 different waters here, and it's still not, and also a coffee, and it's still not enough.
Well, we're going to go next door to the ice hockey rink and cool off here at halftime.
Oh my gosh, no! I'm gonna pass out. That's what's gonna happen. It's totally cool though. You know why? Because men's roller derby is worth it. If this bout alone does not prove to you naysayers out there, I don't know what to do other than shake you like a baby.
Oh my!
I'm sorry to all the babies out there.
That's okay.
I love babies, especially eating them.
Oh my goodness! 30 points the lead here for St. Louis. If you're just now joining us, here's how this one shaped up. Quick lead here by your moms. They got out to a 5-0 start, and then both teams were trading points back and forth. 3-pointers scored by each squad. Then it was your mom being able to extend a 19 to 15-point lead, and then Shango Fed tied it up at 22 jams ago, and then a major power jam, major infraction committed there by your mom, and that has really changed the complexion of this bout. To update our score, it is 50-20. St. Louis Gatekeepers, the number 2 seed, over your mom's men's roller derby, and we'll get back underway with action with 14.5 minutes left here in the first half. Debaucherous Prime out there jamming for St. Louis, matched up against Frank Natsahatra here of your mom. You can tell both these squads want it so badly. A lot of hard hitting going out here in our championship bout.
All right, now it looks like Frank Natsahatra is going to be called lead jammer for your mom. Debaucherous Prime at the back, dancing with Sugar Boots. Sugar Boots is such an acid. Oh my goodness, this man is up and down all over the track. Excellent pack awareness. And look at that, Natsahatra is already out once again, picked up 5 more points, closing that gap slightly. That's a 20-point lead right now by the Gatekeepers, but Debaucherous Prime has yet to leave the pack. He's dancing with Seahorses Forever, pushes through, leans on him, uses the momentum from that lean to get himself out. But picking up another 5 points is Frank Natsahatra. Debaucherous Prime pushing out Frank Natsahatra. Frank Natsahatra says, I don't think so, smiles at him and calls a jam, and he says, yes.
Double.
Yes, I just got pushed out by Debaucherous Prime.
Double fist in the air. A 10-point tally there.
You know, you gotta love this sport, even though they are fierce competitors on the track. But look at, he was like, that was a damn good move.
You got me that time. I'm going to return it. I'm going to return it to you later on.
I have a feeling he's gonna.
A lot of derby to be played. We're at 13-15 left in the first half. The 20-point margin right now for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. They send up Batwick to the line. It's B.S. Smacker here for your mom. Great action here at the 13-minute mark here at Midwest Sport and Hockey. Around turn one, whistles being assessed. We'll get the call in a second. Batwing, tough time trying to get on through. Still nobody with the advantage, and now lead Jimmer
goes to your mom. I'm sorry, sir, for stepping on your words, but I just had to, because B.S. Smacker is the lead jammer. Down goes Batwing. Let's see what the call is there. There's a whistle being blown. And it looks like number 50, that is Talarina, is going to the penalty box for that low block on Batwing. Batwing still dancing to the back of the pack with Dirty Larry. Dirty Larry being distracted out to the outside by, go figure, Jukebox Hero, I believe. Or was that Kurt Mangle? They're both so stellar, I just can't even tell.
And oh,
now that was
so
Jukebox
similar.
Hero. Yeah.
45 seconds deep into this jam here, and your mom making a statement the last couple of jams here, and continuing
to the penalty
on.
box is B.S. Smacker. Picked up his fourth minor, tried to call the jam because he knew he was in dangerous territory as Batwing was on the pack, but now Batwing is going to the penalty box for cutting the track. Just as soon as Batwing sits down, B.S. Smacker gets clearance to return to the track, Muckety.
And your mom dodged. Yep, they dodged a bullet with that one there. Woo. 50 seconds left in this jam. Under 12 minutes left here in the first period of play. A 15-point lead for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Now we'll whittle it down even further with another 5 collected there by your mom. Now the jam clock showing 35 seconds. It's a 10-point bout at 50-40. Keep in mind, the winner of this one hoists the big trophy later on here tonight.
Oh,
points.
Somebody's going to drink out of that.
Absolutely. Sure. Another 5 collected here by your mom. We're going to whittle the lead down to 5 now. 25 seconds left here in the jam. 11.5 minutes left here in the first period of play. Pace slowing down a little bit, but a big message has been sent, and a nice recovery after that timeout here by your mom.
You know, and sometimes you just need those 30 seconds to just chill out, that minute to chill out with your team, kind of regroup and go, dudes, we got this. Let's focus. And I think that's exactly what your mom did. But now there is no lead jammer, as we can tell. The jam expires at its natural conclusion. I see a lot of guys out there huffing and puffing on the track. It's not because these dudes are not in shape, because they surely are. But they are playing so hard and so fast and so mean out there. This is brilliant flat track roller derby.
The final accumulation of points. B.S. Smacker got 11 points out of that jam. Batwing did not jump for himself. So right now our lead stands at 54-46. Clock showing 10:40 left in period number 1. And now we will have ourselves an officials timeout.
You know, before you give a little love to our sponsors, can I just say, if you have any naysayers in your life, because I travel quite a bit, and I'm a psycho derby fan. Everybody knows that.
A little bit?
Yeah, a lot of it. You send that person a text or an email, or hell, do something traditional. Pick up the phone and call them.
What's that?
And you say, get on DerbyNewsNetwork.com right now, and Val Capone and Muckety Muck are going to talk to you about why you should love and respect and support men's roller derby. Not only is it badass action, but also Shango Fett's giving us a little dance-off on the jam.
That's right. A little cherry on top there by Shango Fett. He's had one incredible weekend here in St. Louis. He always does,
man. That skater is sick.
I tell you what, he is something to watch, as well as the fine folks at Ringster when they can record and publish roller derby statistics in real time.
What you're doing there.
Segue. To learn more, visit Ringster.com. Also want to say hello to Rydell Skates. Unmatched quality, unmatched performance. Thank you so much to Rydell Skates. And as you talk about Rydell, hey, you can get more information on their exclusive Color Lab custom color program by visiting roller.rydellskates.com. So not only do they make great skates, they can tell you what you can do
and they do make great skates.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love my Rydells, and I've been skating in them since 2007. I want to say at the 2007 Dust Devils when I won my skates. And they're still holding up pretty well. And I know, I'm not an all-star level skater, but I'm a common man skater, and I wear my Rydells, and I love them. And they're perfect. They're great. I have zero complaints. So thank you, Rydell, for making an excellent boot.
Going to get the official call here of this extended officials timeout.
So while we're waiting on that, Muckety Muck is going to find out. I just want to say thank you so much to Mamacita Muerte for your love, tuning in and saying that you love our call on this fabulous game. Thank you so much. To all the viewers at home, but let's get back to the action on the track. We'll try to get that update for you as soon as we can.
That looks like it was a scoring issue, and they added 2 more points to the Gatekeepers column, so your lead right now at 10 points.
10-point gain, excuse me.
56-46, 10:20 left here in our first period play. Jamming the Shingo Fett for St. Louis. On the other end, it is Mulatto Madness here for your mom. Big time drama coming down here at the 10:15 mark. Left in regulation, keep in mind.
Neither jammer has gotten out of the pack yet, lucky. And, let's look at this. We're already 30 seconds in now. Mulatto is out of the pack. He's going to be called lead jammer. Mulatto Madness almost took a slip of the track. Gets back up, skating fast, excuse me. He's got half a track to go, but Shingo Fett is also out of the pack. Number 50, Talarina, is sitting in the penalty box, almost about to be released. Yeah, good call by Madness.
He
Gets
could
that
sense.
last point, and he could sense Shingo Fett's presence.
And was a 4-pointer notched up there by Madness. So whittles the margin down to half a dozen points.
6. I did the math.
You did it.
I did.
You did it.
I did it all myself.
We like to work with prime numbers here. Very simple numbers, I should say.
Debaucherous prime numbers.
Debaucherous prime numbers.
Although on the line right now we do have L7 himself, Magnum PIMP. And it looks like we are in timeout once again. We have an official timeout, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I do apologize on behalf of the officiating staff, but not really, because they're doing their job. They need to make sure that everyone is safe at all times. They did see a few skaters slipping on the track. There's lots of sweat hitting the ground right now, so while I realize that sometimes for the viewers at home that OTOs can get frustrating, we do have to appreciate the hard work of the men and women that are involved in the MRDA officiating staff, as well as the WFTDA officiating
Absolutely.
staff, of course.
Yes, it is Derby community taking place here this weekend here in St. Louis.
Nothing but love for you, baby.
And of course, we want to thank the fine folks here at Midwest Sport Hockey in Queenie Park in Baldwin, Missouri. Great guests here this weekend. They knew they were going to have their hands full when we were going to have a full weekend of action, but it's been all smiles and thumbs up. Perry Turnbull, the former St. Louis Blue, operates this facility here, and he loves this action he's seen here this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the same kind of hard hitting that we see.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of same hard hitting that we see in the NHL.
Hopefully we'll get to see the NHL again this year. But, for right now, I'm perfectly okay with the MRDA being my favorite fast men's sport.
Tell you what, I'm going to be a little sad when this tournament's over.
Don't talk about my Derby hangover I'm going to have tomorrow.
Tell you
it's
what.
going to be intense. I'm not even drinking alcohol. I'm just drinking water. I'm going to be hungover from lack of Derby. All right, so Mr. Rock gave us the go-ahead. Thank you to Mr. Rock and his roughing crew, who are amazing. And, look at that. Speaking of amazing, Magnum PIMP fights up the inside like nobody even touched him. Got out for lead jammer, but right behind him, that is number 3. Peter Pan is jamming for the first time this game.
They're going with 5 jammers deep. Right now on the margin is 6 points here for St. Louis. We'll see if Magnum PIMP can collect any here. He's got Double XL, also a host of others in front of him, and it looks like he will get one singular point here for St. Louis with 8:53 left in the first period. Now the margin, actually he got 2, so we're going to extend that to 58-50.
One of the things I love about Magnum PIMP, not only is he a phenomenal skater and a fabulous person off the track, but he is a very smart jammer. He took the risk, a little bit of a gamble, but Peter Pan hasn't jammed yet, so I think he was willing to test it out because he waited to get those few points rather than just getting, hit it and quit it, which is usually the safe road to play. Sometimes he's going to take those risks, but when he does, they always seem to work out well. So nice work by Magnum PIMP, just inching a couple more points out.
Next jam's going to be an important one for your mom because only 2 blockers out there for St. Louis with near-death experience, and I mentioned this from the outset. That fella's had one incredible tournament this weekend. Don't forget, folks,
my goodness,
coming up after our championship bout, we're going to have the awards presentation. The top 3 squads, of course, are going to be presented with medals. We will also have the championship trophy presented, and we will also reveal the MVPs for both blocker and jammer. We're going to have the live coverage for that. We're going to take the house feed for that one so the folks at home can hear the full, clear audio of that one. Besides, you and I are going to be exhausted by the time
we're going to be passed out. I'm going to be taking an ice bath for my brain. I mean, I'm still wearing my Cub scarf because,
I was going to say.
Well, I have to protect my pipes. Absolutely. I just had my local reconstruction.
I was going to say, you have really toughed it out this weekend coming back.
Well, thank you. It's because of the amazing support I get from all my friends and Derby family. And, of course, my coworkers, whom I love.
Thank you.
Thanks for picking up when I slack.
Oh, no, you are doing more than enough, believe me.
Oh, and look at the fans. Look at them. They're cheering for the NSOs. I love roller derby so much.
Yeah, Arch Rival Roller Girls also support staff from the St. Louis Gatekeepers. It's been a fun audience. And, of course, we also want to thank the other MRDA squads who were not participating in this tourney to just come on out and enjoy the action. That shows you the brotherhood that we are seeing here in the MRDA. We're going to get back underway with action. 8:22 left here in the first period of play. An 8-point lead for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. They are in gray against your mom's men's roller derby. They have 50 points. They are in white. Jamming out there, it's Debaucherous Prime for St. Louis. On the other side, it's BS Smacker here for your mom. Smacker trying to get to the front, sent to the outside by Neil Death Experience. Still nobody with the advantage yet. 15 seconds deep into this jam. A lot of activity, and finally out of turn number 4.
We got,
it is BS Smacker.
We got jersey number 1, 2, BS Smacker, but out of the pack now is Debaucherous Prime, as both of the gentlemen in the box for the Gatekeepers are about to return to the track. That's going to be Percy Control and Sweet Teeth.
Yes, he has had a solid weekend himself, and this jam will be called, as it looks like we will have double fist in the air, I do believe. So 58-50 is the margin that St. Louis leads by, with 7.5 minutes left to go here in our first period of play. Green Monster Roller Sports, hey, we just don't give you awesome derby products, we give you confidence. Check them out, greenmonster.com.
And they'll also give you high fives if you ask him. And if you have a good sushi place for Quadzilla, he will give you stern thank you. I don't know. I lost my track of thought because I started daydreaming about sushi. Peter Pan back on the line, number 3, getting out with the quickness on the outside. I'm kind of shocked getting past Jukebox Hero and Kurt Mangle. That's not very often going to happen to anyone, but he sure did it. And I believe he's jamming up against Batwing, who's kind of trying to trip over the front of the pack. Does get past Twinkle Toes, but already out of the pack now is Peter Pan.
He's already got 4, trying to catch up and making a 5-point pass here, but it is going to be tough, as it is Batwing. Pat in front a little bit here in 30 seconds into this jam. The lead has been whittled down to 4 points, 58-54, 6.5 minutes left here in the first period.
The lead has been whittled down to 4 points, and the pack for your mom has been whittled down to 2, as there are 2 blockers sitting in the sin bin right now. That is Dirty Larry and Seahorses Forever, 2 crucial blockers for the men in white from Iowa.
Looks like a timeout's going to be taken here by the St. Louis Gatekeepers. That will be their first. So both squad has utilized a timeout here in this first half of play. Keep in mind, each squad gets 3 timeouts per bout. If this is your first time experiencing roller derby,
You're
and
welcome.
I know there are a few fans that may have never watched this before on Derby
I agree,
News
and
Network.
I love talking to those fans because, I mean, I love sports, and I have such a passion for this sport in particular, and I'm sure you can agree with this. As an announcer, there's nothing that makes me happier than when something comes up to me, or somebody comes up to me and says, I finally understood why that strategy happens. I finally got why guys do this or why the girls do that. And it makes me feel, I always believe that our job is to educate, inform, and entertain. EIE is what I like to say for announcing. And that entertainment should always be last, because you need to educate the viewers at home, the listeners at home, or the ones in the venue, and inform them as to what's going on, but always do it with a little bit of a smile and a laugh, hopefully, right?
Absolutely. That timeout right there is going to conclude, as it was concluded there by the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Yes, we love hearing from the fans, and you can talk to us, hashtag AskMRDA, or go down below. It's been very active here at Derby News Network all throughout the day, but a lot of great bats. Here's how your top 6 look. Mass Maelstrom in 6th, Puget Sound in 5th, Magic City 4th, New York Stock Exchange in 3rd. Back underway with action. Shango Fat Jammit here for St. Louis, matched up against Frank Natsuhatra once again. Great matchup we've had, and now is Frank Natsuhatra Edgerly Jammer here.
I cannot say that is the worst name for him, because he is Osohatra.
4 points to the deficit here with a flat 6 minutes left here in our first period of play. And Shango Fett bust on through as well, but looking to collect points. Frank Natsuhatra trying to get around. Double XL. Also, it is Percy Control and a whole complement of blockers in front.
Wonderful maneuvering by Frank. I'm changing your name to Osohatra.
And it is going to be a tied contest with 4 points collected there by Frank Natsuhatra. Makes the score 58 St. Louis, 58 your mom. Looking at the clock, 5:35 left in this first period of play. Hey, this one has been everything as advertised.
Oh man, I cannot thank you enough, Derby gods, for bestowing this upon us. the fans, the viewers, the commentators, the production staff.
That's right. We love the folks. We'll give them a little shout out here in just a little bit because they've been doing some great work here this weekend, and the first time venue that they have performed roller derby video production. So this is uncharted territory for us, and we thank you for watching on Derby News Network. Back underway, 5 minutes left.
Jamming is not uncharted territory for Magnum PIMP nor Peter Pan. Peter Pan out. I'm going to look at my officially unofficial stats right here. Peter Pan has jammed every other jam the last 3 jams, and he's also gotten lead jammer 2 out of the 3 times. Now he's duking it out against Magnum PIMP, and it looks like he is going to call it because Magnum PIMP took it. And knowing that there are only 2 blockers out on the track for your mom, I'm going to say that was a good call.
Yes, absolutely. Keeps the score tight. 58-58. 4.5 minutes left here in the first period of play. This is the championships, gateway to the best, the 2012 MRDA Championships, emanating from Midwest Sport Hockey here in St. Louis County, Missouri. And yep, a 2-blocker advantage here for St. Louis.
But let's look at those blockers that are on the track for your mom from Des Moines, Iowa. Number 6, the tall and mean Sugar Boots, and dirty, legendary Larry. But Debaucherous Prime gets right past him to get lead jammer status. Facing off against Mulatto Madness. Madness having a hard time navigating the pack of Percy Control and Double XL. And Sweet Teeth doing a great job staying as a tight unit as Debaucherous Prime gets out. Let's see how many points he picked up on that last pass. It is going to be 5, Muckety.
And that breaks the deadlock here. 63-58, 30 seconds deep into this very important jam. 3:45 left here in our first period of play. It's been a fun one here in the MRDA Championships. Now here is Prime getting through up on 1 quad. Did he get them all? We'll get the official tally here. He got 4 there. Meanwhile, in the process, 2 points collected there by your mom. So it's going to be a 9-2 strike there by St. Louis, and it extends the lead to 67-60. 3:25 left here in the first period. No lead is safe in this one, and really nobody has had a double-digit lead. Well, no, I take that back. Earlier on,
well, there was that huge jam, a 25-point jam for Magnum PIMP.
That did stretch out the lead to 50-20, and that's been the largest lead so far in this contest.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that a 30?
That was 30. Yep,
oh,
absolutely.
Justice
We get the thumbs up.
Marshall gave us the thumbs up. We must be doing something right.
Yes, and we want to thank Justice for coming down here this weekend. And I want to give a shout out to James Brains, who did a great job on the previews over at Derby News Network.
Again, with somebody making us sound smart. Thank you, James Brains.
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Brains, I love you so.
Education is what we are finding here this weekend, and a lot of people helping out. And I do want to give a shout out these production, the staff members and the equipment that we're here seeing this weekend. The footage being brought to you by the folks at the University of Missouri St. Louis. They're getting some credit hours for a class. How about that for a senior project?
Oh boy, that sounds like a terrible day at school, huh? Boy, you must hate school right now, eh? But I sure love what you're doing. Peter Pan is jamming once again. Peter Pan, hoy vey. He did pick up lead jammer. Shango Fett is out of the pack first. Peter Pan got stuck to the outside, but he picked lead jammer up in the process. Takes a bit of a tumble. Let's see what the call is on that. He's going to call the jam. A low block is called. Wow, he's going to have to be careful. Neil Death Experience is going to have to watch that. I love the man. I am impressed 100% by his blocking, but he's going to have to calm down because he just got very mouthy with the ref. Luckily, that referee has a very level head. The Goram Reaver from Mad Rollin' Dolls, it's been my pleasure to work with her on and off for about 6 or so years now. She's a phenomenal official, and she kept her head cool because she knew it was just that heat of the moment. He calmed down right away. She's just going to get the 1 minute for that low block.
And that shows you a very tolerant referee out there. I mean, you know, you could have easily gotten something really, really fierce called against him there.
You know, a lot of people get uptight about officiating, but you got to let the game happen. There are rules, but does it affect the gameplay? Does it affect safety? No. And you know what? Excellent work by Goram Reaver. So thank you very much to that badass woman.
Looking at the storyline here, 2 blockers down are St. Louis. They only have Double XL and Percy Control. Our score 58 for your mom. It's 67 for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. 1:40 and counting left here in our first period of play, and what a great period it's been.
Oh, I know.
Magnum PIMP Don Star here for St. Louis. It's Frank Not-So-Hatra here for your mom. And out into the front, it's going to be Magnum PIMP, the co-captain here for St. Louis. They are up by 9, 45 seconds deep into this jam, 1:30 left here in the first half.
And Frank is out of the pack now. The empty penalty box is exactly what we're seeing right now. Magnum PIMP trying to fight up the front. Is he noticing that Frank Not-So-Hatra is at the back of the pack? Yes, he did, just in the nick of time.
Looks like he will get, unofficially, we get a rotation of the fingers. Looks like it's 3 points.
Looks like 3 points right there.
And it looks like we will have ourselves another officials timeout. St. Louis up by a dozen points, 70-58. Clock showing 1:01 left here in our first period of play. It's been a fun one here so far, and we love bringing you the action. And of course, we want to thank the fine sponsors, including Ringster. We would like to extend thanks to all the volunteers who tirelessly spend their time to help make the game of roller derby into a sport. Also, hello to Rydell Skates, handmade by expert craftsmen in the US of A for over 65 years. Also, hey, big shout out, my favorite radio station here in St. Louis, KDHX 88.1. You can hear real DJs playing music you won't hear anywhere else, and stream it all online at kdhx.org. 88.1 KDHX.
All right, so let's take a look out. Who is he again? Why, it is Peter Pan.
Got to go with what works.
Yeah, he better rename himself Peter Jam. Basically, I'm renaming all of your mom except for their league. Their league name is perfect and should stay as is.
That's how it should be. Clock starts up once again. 55 seconds left here in the first half of play. The lead is 12 here for St. Louis, and what's been a fun one in our championship map. Now trying to work his way to the front. It is Peter Pan as your lead jammer here for your mom.
Debaucherous Prime is fighting past horses forever, and he does get out, but Peter Pan is already half a lap ahead of him. Nat King Kill and Neil Death Experience at the back of the pack, looking to take on number 3 Peter Pan. They're the 2 blockers at the back of the pack. They now have, I believe, that Sweet Tooth joining him.
Dozen points.
That was Jukebox Hero. And 2 points were picked up by Peter Pan, so we're going to bring that score 60 on the board for your mom, 70 for St. Louis. The St. Louis fans are saying, you, as in you, the viewer, thank you for tuning in. They're trying to say hello to all of you that are listening all across the world. Much, much love to the ladies and gents that are tuning in Australia. I know my sister from another Mr. Vaderella is tuning in, and my C-Store, Penergy, also. I have so much love for the great country of Australia. They love roller derby. Have you ever had the pleasure of going to Australia?
I have not.
That is messed up. Make that happen.
That is on my bucket list, absolutely.
Can you make that happen? All right,
gives
now it's
us a thumbs up. I like them apples.
Okay, it looks like, I could be wrong, but it looks like we might be going to halftime.
Well, we're getting the official confirmation. Yep, the skaters are going to go off the track, and what a fun first half this has been. And the fans here at Midwest Sports Hockey love and appreciate the effort. Your halftime score, St. Louis Gatekeepers 70, and your mom men's roller derby 60. Tell you what, St. Louis got out to that quick lead and really expanded. They made it up to a 50-20 lead about midway through this first period of play via the 30-point jam by Magnum PIMP. But then a timeout was taken, and it changed and shaped and shifted the complexion of this bout. Your mom calmed down and played the type of derby that they needed to play to get back into this contest. And we got ourselves a barn burner now.
Man, Des Moines, Iowa, your mom men's roller derby versus the Gatekeepers from St. Louis, the host of this phenomenal tournament, Gateway to the Best. You know what? I think you and I need to take a little bit of a break before our brains ooze out of our ears.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us here on Derby News Network. 70-60, your lead at halftime for St. Louis. We continue with action from St. Louis and the Gateway to the Best in just a second.